สวัสดีค่ะ everyone. Welcome to Shankar Food Style. Today I will show you a basic vegetable carving that is no need for carving. This idea is derived from the paper flower technique. So those of you want some carving, garnishing, but don't want to do any carving or carving is not your cup of tea. So here it is. Slice your vegetable. This case I use daikon radish and I slice it crosswise, which is circle. If you don't have a slicer that large, try to slice it lengthwise and then cut it in the petals into the side that you prefer. Stack your vegetable up like I do, or you can cut one by one and then cut into a petal shape, whichever shape you prefer. This case we're doing water lily flowers, so I slice it the petals shaped like a water lily flower. So after you have cut your petals, split about half an inch on the bottom so you can fold these petals into a shape. Then you will slice a vegetable and then cut into a pentagon shape. You can cut a circle, but pentagon is easy for you to put your petals down by the section. So then you cut two slice it. One is smaller, same shape, pentagon, and lay on top. Then we will continue construct this water lily by bending our petals and glue the base to create a petal shape like. Then we will rearrange this into the sections of the pentagon. You will continue create the petals by gluing the base until all the pieces is complete. Then we will start put these petals on by section. So I have to cut video short, so I skip that and left two sections for you. Just lay them accordingly to the corner of the pentagon and rearrange that and glue that in place. So this is what you got first layer of your water lily. This should look like. Now we're going to glue our second layer of the petals onto the center of that flower, gluing on the small side of the pentagon by in between the first layer. So all the petals should line up in between the first layer and glue them in place until you finish all the pieces and complete the flower. Then we will working on our center of the water lily. For the last petal of the flower, be sure before you glue them, be sure they tuck under the first petal so they look more natural and realistic. So keep that in mind. This is what your flower going to look like after finish growing into a second layer complete flower. Then we will continue working on the center of the flower. Slide your piece of carrot, then start cutting a zigzag motion into the thin slice of carrot. This is gonna be the center of our flower of the water lily. Continue cutting the strip until you complete. Then we will glue it into the center of the flower. After the carrot strip have been cut into this shape, we will take a piece of radish, daikon radish, cut about 1/4 or half inches, whatever thickness you want. Then we will shape this dowel of radish into a small dowel or a circle that fit into the center of our water lily. So continue shaping this center of the flower. After you have the shape that you wanted, then I use the U-shape tool and scoop out the center of the radish to create a water lily pot, which is gonna have a seed. So you need to scoop out this little hole all around the radish, whichever amount of number or the size that you're creating. Now we need to use a different color. This case I use carrot. You can use cucumber or green or zucchini to do that. So I use the carrot instead and scoop out the same size of the circle, and we will replace this hole with this a little circle of carrot to create or mimic the water lily pot that we see in the real flower. So continue do so, then we will put this flower together. Now it's time to put this circle of carrot into the place. I put a dab of glue and put the carrot pieces to back into that little holes on the radish to create the water lily pot. Continue do so until you finish. Then we will put the strip of carrot that we cut around it to create this pot into a finished look. Now let's put this strip of carrot around the circle that we just create by gluing it and place the circle in onto it to create this center of our flower. This is what's going to look like. Then we will glue the base of the center attached to the flower by using a piece of toothpick to secure into the piece so it will be stable more than just glue it on. So this is your water lily flower. It's complete, ready for you to be garnished on your platter or bouquet. This is your completed look of this water lily. Now you can place them in the water so they can crisp up and then have a stronger shape before we display our flower. Now we will working on the another water lily flower, smaller one. So we cut our strip, same thing, but this time we use the toothpick to insert them and use a piece of Reddit on the base so the flower doesn't slide off while you displaying them. You're gonna use 6 petals on this flower, so rearrange them and alternate them in between the petals, just like I do here. Then we will cover up the toothpick by using a carrot pieces that gonna go in the center to finish the complete look of this flower. Continue do so until the next step. For the center of our small flower, you're gonna cut a piece of carrot, then shape it into a circle, and the side that's gonna fit into the center of this flower to cover up the toothpick and to be shaped like a part of this flower. So continue carving. To create this center, you're gonna cut a checkerboard pattern on top of one side of the carrot and reshape them to a beautiful round shape. Then place them in the center of your flower to get this complete look of this small water lily flower that we're going to put them into a bouquet. So this is what gonna look like. Now let's bring our flower back from the water, dry them up, then find some piece of vegetable. In this case, I use carrot. You can use any vegetable that can hold them up. I will insert the toothpick on the bottom and we will place our flower on top to hold on this piece of our base. Secure it tightly. Then you're gonna take a small piece of flower that we create and put next to it to create a bouquet setting that we're gonna put into this centerpiece. Then I went out and cut one of the waterfowl that I have in my garden. Just get the leaf to create a greenery to break from white and orange to add into our centerpiece. So I'm placing with a toothpick and rearrange them in the way that I think is going to look presentable on my carving to create and mimic into a water lily setting, but we will break this green with another orange carrot leaf carving that I have done here, so we can add on to create a more carving piece than just a simple centerpiece without any detail of carving. So place your orange carrot carving leaf on top of the green, so it will break the white and the green, so you will have a more of the contrast color of orange, white, orange, and green that will pop up very nice on your centerpiece. Continue rearranging your centerpiece, then you will see the finished product. So guys, this is your finished product. I hope you enjoy this technique of vegetable carving but no carving. And thank you for watching. You take care. I will see you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ บ๊ายบาย